Welcome back, everyone. It is time for our halftime show. Cool down a little bit between this series going on between FlyQuest and Team Liquid. And today for that, especially, I feel like this is a good time to bring them out. We are going to have some player pep talks. So, nice and simple. FlyQuest took the loss. Team Liquid, we have expectations through the roof for them. They can always do a bit more to be meeting those sky-high expectations. So, I have the names in this hat. I'm going to grab a random name. Got the nice too. Yeah. I'm going to grab a random name and then give that player a pep talk and get them hyped up before going into this next game. Understand? All good?
Yeah. Let's do it.
All
Coach
right.
Cubby coming back into the fold.
Exactly.
Yeah, gotta get way more active and animated, behind the scenes.
All right. So normally we have every member's name in the hat for a pep talk, but we are going to pull Armeo's name out of the hat and we are going to get rid of it because I do not think that he needs a pep talk going into this next game. So the remaining 9 players, it's pretty good. Yeah. The remaining 9 players are in the hat, and
He needs to give me a pep talk.
True.
That's what we need.
I need a pep talk from Armeo after my solo
swaps.
queue games, man.
Well, yeah, let's get a player on it. Of the academy. You know what, Kelsey? Is you out here for content idea? Just throwing that out there. All right. Abby, we're gonna send you first. All right, you ready?
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Tell me when.
No.
All right. You got Spyrax.
Ooh, Spyrax. Well, let's see. Spyrax, that game. Sometimes we got to blind you the best champ that you have, which was Azir. I know Akali was up. Things got tough. And honestly, we need you to make sure that, when the fights break out, we're just all on the same page. Sometimes fights get split. You have the Shurima Shuffle, the Emperor's Divide. You can go in and die for your team sometimes. Because honestly, I think FlyQuest needed that. They were split in a lot of fights. Kumo, Spyrax were not able to join the Rift Herald fight. A couple other fights, Emperor's Divide was used in retreat, where it wasn't that effective instead of going in. Look, Spyrax, full send it, baby. How do you make it to LCS? Int or win, all right? Look at Jojo Pion. That guy made the most disgusting ints we've ever seen in Academy, and he won LCS in his first split like it was no one's business, all right? Sometimes you just got to get in there, all right? You're Azir. It was 7-2. It's 7-3, 70%. That's a C, buddy. You used to go to college from Maryville University. C's are not accepted, man. We need some more wins on the Azir, even if it's 70%. Just throwing that out there. So what we're going to do this next game, we're giving you the Azir, all right? But this time, we're going to make sure that we see Harry's champ first. No Yone for Harry. Or if they take Azir, we're going to put you on the Yone so you can go in, get in there. Shurima Shuffle, Fate Sealed, whatever. It's going in, all right? So got to make some plays.
I like how Cubby is even predicting the draft as well. Like, he took the whole coaching
That's what
mantra
happens when you
seriously.
coach, Sometimes you just got to look at a player and just be like, look, dude, I'm sorry. You're playing Seraphine this time, all right? It's happening. This is for the team. And then your job is to convince them to be like, yes, coach, we'll do it. This is a winning
The
strat.
team.
Yeah.
I like that. I like the coach energy. We get to see Coach Cubby out here. Rafa, are you ready?
Yes. Go.
All right. And I know you have it in you, so a little bit of that Coach Giss energy. All right.
Oh, we don't want
Coach
coach's
Giz.
energy. No, none of that. None of that.
No. Let's bring Kangas back on. All right.
No. If a coach gets, so we might have some weird drafts in the Coach Giz lineup.
Oh, you have it down. Easy.
It's National Hot Dog Day.
Yeah.
All right. Tell me when.
Go.
It
All
actually
right.
is National Hot Dog Day, by the way.
You got Yawn.
Yawn.
Oh.
Oh, this is easy. All right, Jan. You know what? Sometimes the enemy bot lane will pick Kalista Amumu away from you, and your jungler starts on the top side of the map, and they early invade, and you're sectioned off, and you get dove, and you get put behind early, but it's okay. Even if you die 2-3 times in lane because the enemy team is investing all these resources and shutting you down, there's a reason why they're shutting you down, because they respect you. You're a king, baby. You're Prince Zuko for a reason. You have all the ability to carry these games in the world. So if you get set down, 1,000 gold, it don't matter. Don't worry about it, because you got the rest of Team Liquid boys in your back pocket. The boys are here to support you through. So even if you have like an emotional journey where you leave for like 2-3 seasons of the show, you come back, you have your redemption arc, and then boom, you're back in it, you're killing people, you get a quadra kill in the Zeri. So do not falter, do not let your emotions get you down, even if you get put behind in the early game. The rest of Team Liquid squad, they got your back, baby.
Ooh. I like that. I like that. Good stuff. That was a good little talk.
Honestly, I feel like for Jan, things are just too easy for him. So I think that you need to start giving him some training weights. I think you should first pick Vayne this next game. Just really, give him a challenge. Give him a marksman that can't do anything.
Do you want Team Liquid to win? Or
Yeah, I do. It just needs to be more challenging, Put the training weights on. Spawn just hit LCS. Yawns for the same, draft class of Scouting Grounds, or maybe play Lucian and have a position well in fights. That could be necessary in the TL camp too,
Yeah, accelerate the game.
That could actually help. Oh, I don't know. I watched the games this past weekend. Good Lucian positioning could really help.
Okay. Well, I know the pep talks up until now have been random, but I really want us to end off with a banger 10 out of 10 game to end the day. Is there anyone you think really needs a pep talk so we can see the best of them heading into this last game?
Me.
Cubby, you're not playing. Why do you need a pep talk to tell us what's going on with you?
Game 6 poggers. That's all. No, we're good. My pep talk was the pasta I had in the last break. It was delicious. I'm good to go.
I think if there's a pep talk needed, maybe you give it over to Tomo, because there's a lot of pieces set up around this bot lane to succeed, and you want to make sure that the rest of the early game plan comes to full fruition. And it might feel like, oh man, that game was in our hands, we had a huge early game and lead, and then Armeo came to stop it. Just understand and respect that, hey, we have eyes forced on us now that we made the play. Just play around the windows, and then we know that FlyQuest have the means to actually carry out early game advantages based on their early spring play or early summer play. Bring it back, man. Just calm down and remember to fight with the team.
I give it to Kumo, and I tell him to be less boomo. As things come with boom. Just up there, the last game. I don't know. Getting caught on Gwen late was really bad. There was the other fight around Rift Hero where him and Spyrex just never able to get in. And then the solo kill too, with the Ghost. He got the flash out of Bradley, and then they never did anything with it. So I know that Gwen's more later stages, team fight, but it felt like Kumo was just never able to get involved that game. And again, I'm looking for more out of this player. He's someone that has played in the LCS, and coming into Academy and being, middle of the pack to below average is not something I was expecting out of Kumo. And I've been a bit disappointed. I think it's factored into FlyQuest's slide along with some other team things, not team fighting on the same page. And it's a team where we have higher expectations for, given the start of the split, given the fact they almost snuck in the top 4. Last split, they were 1 game away from being top 4 in PG against IMT. That was a killing best of 5. It was a team that showed a lot of growth in spring and summer. To see them almost regress a bit is really disappointing, because it's a team that we think has a lot of promise and some talent on it. And I want to see FlyQuest return to that form that we know they can play to.
I think that's where we needed the pep talk heading into this break. FlyQuest, you're this team with this promise. It is in the name. Fly. Players can soar. I'm sorry. And at the beginning of the game, I feel like we got to see some positives as well, but need to clean things up a little bit, because Team Liquid is not gonna let you make any mistakes. They're not gonna let you go unpunished any points in the road, and they are top of the league for a reason. So gotta hold your own. Gotta get out there. You gotta take those advantages. I feel like it's time that we see a big play or something too. Need something to stop this slide, Rafa.
They had Kumo on the Gnar last time, which is something that Team Liquid did respect during the draft phase. They sought it out. made sure that Kumo would not be able to make huge plays around those mid-game fights or position around the objectives. And I think the other thing, too, is just like Team Liquid isolating members and identifying, like, their threat assessment was pretty top-notch across the board, and being able to separate FlyQuest members. And I think FlyQuest just forgot where to position themselves in terms of geography approaching the objective.
All right, well, someone send them a map real quick, because it's time for us to head into Champ Select to see what they can pull out in this second game to try and take down the beast that is Liquid. I'll catch up with you two later.
See you at the end of the show, Sierra, as this is our last game of the day, Cubby. We've had many games, 5 total so far across 3 series. It's our last one, rounding out halfway point of week 6. And I do want to remind everyone that we are after week 6, after tomorrow's games. We have one more week of Academy. It's another super week that closes out the things, but by the end of this week, we are going to solidify and guarantee, I believe, at least playoff berths for our top 6.
I would sure hope so, or else we'd have some bonus games on Friday, as Super Week could get even more super. As at the moment, pick ban looking rather familiar. Only change being Zeri is now taken away from FlyQuest. I did tease Lucian Nami could be the answer, or maybe we see a Renata deny, but already FlyQuest forcing TL to switch up that bot lane.
And FlyQuest, I'm glad to see that they are not dissuaded by the fallout of the early game advantage and return to the Kalista. I think there's moments where Tomo and Diamond showed great prowess. This is where you just need to have the confidence to return and make the return composition line up for you guys. Team Liquid are forced to change because, as you said, the Zeri was banned. It's an Aphelios this time for Yon, and he will not have the same mobility, but he will have scarier amounts of damage in close quarters.
And honestly, I think the adaptation I want to see from FlyQuest next, think about denying that Gangplank. GP is a really good way to control Aphelios. Again, Bradley now 15-1 on that champion in his career. I want to see if Kumo is comfortable enough to blind it here, because into Poppy, into Aphelios, it's really strong. And if they go Viego Amumu again, you gotta believe that Bradley's gonna be busting out that GP on 3, and they can ban away counters again and force Kumo on something like the Gwen.
Team Liquid, apart from the Zeri change to Aphelios, it is pretty much the same draft that would happen if FlyQuest revisited the Amumu right here instead of sniping away the Gangplank. Now 15-1 for Bradley across his entire Academy career. 4 seconds. Okay. Renata takeaway before it hits the ban table.
I want to see Gangplank again. That or Azir are options for TL instead. They want to lock in that bot lane. So a little bit more scaling, a little bit more priority on that late game stage for the Team Liquid bot lane, as it is Aphelios Dudu. And we'll see what bans end up being thrown out, as TL, they could blind pick GP still. If they wanted to take a couple bans to protect that, or at least maybe bait a GP ban out of FlyQuest, might be worth it.
Team Liquid don't need a frontliner for themselves as well. And I think you called it. They are poised for the Azir blind pick on 4, because they're suspecting that FlyQuest are going to ban the Gangplank away, taking away Bradley's best blind pick. I think the other blind pick that he has gone to has been Gragas in the past.
Yeah, likes the Gragas. We also have seen his Olaf. He's 7-0. He's not afraid to blind it, frankly, for this split. So does have a Lulu. And honestly, Olaf, pretty good into the first few champs that they are showing on FlyQuest. Just need a good lane matchup for it. As we'll see if TL decides to ban out another mid laner. As I really want to see if they end up taking a 0 away, because I see a Victor and a Yone taken off the board, and that screams to me that TL wants Azir. Now, if Azir is banned by FlyQuest, I'm wondering if TL switches it up and just grabs the Gangplank. Again, I think GP is really powerful, one of the champs that TL are showing at the moment, and I would not want to face GP if I was TL.
Wow, a Gwen ban from FlyQuest as well. So...
Oh, they're gonna give the it's the Gambit. So you either give the Gangplank or you give the Azir. So Azir's taken by Harry. I expect GP now for Kumo.
Let's see if it comes through fruition. Already, Cubby. I just want to say Coach Cubby was unfortunately slightly wrong. Spyrex does not get the return to the Azir, does not get the Yone either. But something that Spyrex made a resurgence with FlyQuest towards the latter half of the spring split was on that Ahri, and a little bit more playmaking in the early game combined with UG, if they can get those plans down, could be the key to leveraging the early game.
Please pick Gangplank. If there's no GP here, I lose faith in humanity. It's so good in everything the TL is showing. Just, yes, thank you.
Will
Kumo,
Bradley
do me a favor.
counterpick with Tryndamere?
Thank you. No, it's going to be... Oh, boy, that could be filthy. Bradley's going to counterpick with whatever he wants to counterpick with. That's my true answer.
True.
Technically, you could play Azir top into Gangplank, and then you could take counter mid if you wanted to get real crazy or Rafa. We have seen it.
Oh, there's a lot of scary champions that Bradley is hovering over. Or Ayla is hovering for Bradley right now. Oh, good God. Okay. You know what? I can tolerate Shyvana. Not that I wouldn't tolerate Kale, but like Kale is a champion where it's like, man, if we do not shut her down early, then it's just over after she hits level 16. So,
well, let me introduce you to Shyvana, where if she gets to level 6, she stat checks you for the rest of the game.
But at least, you know, the damage output is, in terms of team fighting, is nowhere near as disgusting from Kale.
Yeah. I mean, Kale's DPS is like one of the highest in the game.
Yeah, I'm not saying that Shyvana isn't a monster in her own right, but it's a different, like, a level.
I'd argue more of a monster as she turns into a dragon. Sorry, I had to do it too.
That is true. Well, Team Liquid, they have a very solid front-to-back composition here. You have frontliners in both Armeo once again, and then this time, because Bradley is not on the Gangplank, he's on the Shyvana, can absorb a lot of damage or look for flanks, and it's a, really nice front-to-back backline for Harry and Yawn. Whereas FlyQuest, I think they are really banking on, we need to pop off in the early game. We need to actually, because they've doubled down on it. Return to the Callista, the Viego once again for UG, and this time Spyrex, giving away the Azir, going for the Ahri. So you have a lot more agency to make those early mid-game plays.
FlyQuest, if they do not get ahead early, this game will end fast, as the scaling of TL is astronomical this game. So let's keep our eyes on FlyQuest if they can get active again.
All right, well, FlyQuest, if you can do what CLG Academy did and being able to take a game off of a definitive top 4 team, let's see if it will happen 1-1, maybe in the making for FlyQuest, or Team Liquid looking for another dominant 2-0 sweep as we load onto the Rift for our last game of the day.
And kind of bouncing off that point, Rafa, you say a top 4 team, what about just the top team?
Sure.
As TL, sitting at 21-6 now. I asked Ayo about that, before today's games, hey, it's a season where, you're coming off of a PG win. It's the same roster of 5. You are 20-6. How do you stay on top, and how does being number 1 make it more difficult for you to improve? And Ayo's answer was interesting, because he's like, in competition, there's always the goal to be at the top, and we are first in Academy, but that doesn't mean that we are the top of the region. These guys are looking to be the top of Champs Queue. They want to be competitive with LCS teams and scrims.
Yeah.
They want to do everything they can to make a name for themselves, to make that jump, because when it comes to playing as a team of 5, what else can this team do to prove that they deserve to make a jump to the next level?
And honestly, that kind of feedback is inspiring for all walks of life. Sometimes for you to get to the next level, you can't just be the best within your own circle or community that you're relevant in. You have to be better than the players or the people that you want to be playing with. You need to extend beyond your circle, beyond what is within your reach, and prove that you are even greater than what you could potentially replace. So, FlyQuest staring down the barrel of the most dominant academy team we've had, I don't know, Cubby, in the past couple of years, you want to say?
Probably since the old C9 days.
Yep.
Of like the Golden Glue Blabber Academy team.
So 2018.
Yeah, 18, 19.
2018,
Those
19.
C9s were pretty good. But, I mean, yeah, this has been... you're 21-6. That is filthy. And the way that TL has dropped some of those games, I'd argue that they lost as many to themselves. They lost to other teams, too. Which I don't know what that says, but definitely is a team that is always making look plays. Speaking of early plays, we did say we wanted to keep our eyes on FlyQuest. UG did not go for the map split. A little bit more of a standard clear here. Has wrapped up his top side and is full clearing into the red buff. Whereas Armeo, of course, in the pop, you don't clear quite as fast, focusing on the single target camps. And we'll see if Armeo is able to get up in the face of this Viego early. See, if you catch Viego out while he goes to Crab, you can win a very favorable trade and use that to get the Crab for yourself. And Armeo, you can see him kind of posturing for that. Will find the Viego here and go for the double Crab.
And because he has the push advantage from Yon and Ayla into Tomo and Diamond, this Crab is all but his.
Just textbook coming out from Armeo.
He can
He
cross
does have
and
the
take
option
other
now
crab
to
too.
cross. Yep, take the other one. Easy peasy for the jungler of TLA. And this is part of the matchup. It's not like it's a terrible misplay from UG. It's just if you're opting for the full clear, you will lose out on both crabs against Poppy, as you can skip out on the camps.
Oh, good charm though from Spirax. Does he flash for it? Oh, he still lands the root. The flash commit from Spirax. Great stuff from the FlyQuest jungle mid duo. Remember, these are the two rookies that came into this roster at the beginning of the year. The two people from Collegiate that FlyQuest wanted to make an investment on, and that is the first play to what could be an upset.
Hey, we were looking for early plays from FlyQuest. It's much needed in this draft, and that's a good find, as they both burn flash for the play, but it does connect, as that will free up Spirax quite a bit. And because flash was burned by Harry, Azir is a safer mid laner. You do have that way out with the dash, but it is now a lane that FlyQuest can return to and attack.
And it's all because of this first charm that connects on the Spirax.
Yeah.
It sets up all the pieces for UG to have the confidence to commit.
I mean, that's nice too.
And this is also such a good, patient W from UG.
I love how he flashes, knowing that it will be a react flash from Harry, and then waits to land the W after.
Exactly.
That is really good stuff.
Exactly.
From UG as Yon. That's a solo kill.
Oh, God. The bailout. Oh, wait. They would have to flash forward in order to get the damage back down, but Tomo not confident in being able to exact a 1-for-1 because Yon still has his own summoner spells as well. This wave is going to crash, but man, already the 2v2 going way better for Yon and Ayla without the jungle interference from UG this time around.
And guys, the craziness. Oh, hold up.
Oh, God. Bradley, he pops the ghost. Spooky.
I was about to praise the laning of Yon, as Yon's laning this split, guys, has been incredible. In the non-Senna games, which, fun fact, he's played no Senna, so that makes it easy. Average gold differential, up 977 gold at 15. But yet another game where he lanes fantastically, as Armeo will flash to safety, just barely. Good setup from the FlyQuest jungle support duo. As, again, FlyQuest at least trying to do things proactively, but this lead from Yon in the bot lane is going to be a problem.
FlyQuest, knowing that your early game advantages are coming from this mid matchup and the bottom lane matchup, the fact that Yon is once ahead of the curve this time around. And Toma's not in position for the Kalista Ren Spear stack, so Armeo can actually threaten to steal this dragon. FlyQuest, thankfully, finally bring all four members to the play. Harry cannot move. So the dragon goes over to FlyQuest this time around.
As if Yon's laning stats were not enough. Ready for Yon's DPM in Academy?
Hold up.
No, don't worry about this. Don't worry. Yeah, no. You hit 6 and you stat check everyone. Welcome to Siobhan. It's great. Yon's DPM at Academy, guys, it's 836. That's like 50 above everyone else in the league. It's Yon has just been filthy this split, guys, as a marksman. It's been really disgusting to watch, as we'll see if Yawn, I think that Yawn's be someone interesting to watch in the next offseason. What happens with him.
I think this is a great time watching Academy in terms of our, I want to say, we have 5, 6 really, really solid ADCs or bot laners really stepping up this split.
I would say that we have 3, but I'm glad that you think 5, 6, Rafa. I like the
okay, I mean, and so let's name them, right? We have
Kaori, Yawn, Spawn.
No King conversations.
Okay, King's been all right.
Yeah, I think King deserves a nod, and okay, maybe you're right. Maybe it was only 4, but
all right, yeah, I like it. Yeah, King shout out's a good one. King's been very good this split with Destiny, who I believe is still leading the league in KDA Destiny, as we have slowed down this game quite a bit, but so has Team Liquid, and that plays into their win strategy as TL Honda looking to go slow and steady down the highway, as it's a game where FlyQuest looking to go 0 to 60, while they were able to get first blood on the top side, have failed to do anything besides that. And because of the lead Shyvana now has and the pressure that Bradley's exerted in that lane, free Rift Herald going over to the side of TL. Recompense for FlyQuest will be the bot side jungle. But that's TL trading up with a comp that scales significantly harder than FlyQuest.
Diamond trying to step up, but doesn't have hostile takeover. He's not level 6 yet, so Yang has a bunch of damage. Orbital, or I should say Cannon Barrage from Kumo, forces the bot lane away. FlyQuest now having to retreat. Rift Herald already picked up by Armeo and forcing Yuji and Spyrex to take the longer path around. Armeo can cut them off, give more time for Harry to take 3 waves of farm in the mid lane.
Yawn can continue to push. They know that they got Diamond low, as I really like both Ayla and Busio today playing an Enchantress into Renata. I think is the move. Or, I guess, no, Busio played Alistar. They put an Enchantress in Renata Alistar. Anyway, Enchantress in Renata, way to go. Because Renata is lane dominant as someone that has ranged herself, but does fall off to the likes of Lulu, Janna as the game goes on. And Ayla Yawn have utilized this to win the lane. And, wow, that is a 9-minute turret in favor of Yawn. Rafa, this game's looking pretty doomed.
Observers, can we get a thank you? Wow, 1,400 gold lead for Yawn.
That's not where you want the gold. That's into a Callista lane, guys. That's not a good sign.
Say the line, Cubby.
Not yet. I need to make Rafa wait, guys. You can't throw everything out, you know, at the first date. You gotta save some surprises for later.
Well, Yuji throwing out the flash. I mean, I respect it. Your hand is forced. You're losing tempo on the early game advantage that you were supposed to have with the playmaking tools, with pretty much 4 of the champions across the board on the bottom side of the map. A flash doesn't even net anything from Harry. He just simply sidesteps it with the shifting sands. This game is running out of time for FlyQuest, and Team Liquid are just full speed ahead on the scaling.
And it feels like a textbook game for TL, because there are 2 solo laners that are so incredibly self-sufficient, and especially Bradley has really upped his game when it comes to laning. And, okay, I say that. Harry is going to eat a charm. He does not have the dash available.
Yes, Flash and Ever's Divide, just in case, but...
Okay, we're good. But, still, TL, I mean, what's going on in this game? It was Yuji, made a really nice play for first blood mid. Let's check back in on mid lane. Harry's up 25 CS as 0 into ours. Wow, that's very impressive. Top lane, Bradley, down a couple creeps to Kumo. Honestly, that's about how the matchup goes, but now Shyvana just runs Gangplank. And then, while that was going on, where did General Armeo put all of his time? Bot lane. Yawn has a massive lead on Aphelios Lulu, which will get out of control as this game goes on. FlyQuest do not have enough damage to get Viego resets, most likely into the TL comp. And with how strong the bot lane is for TL, they've already been able to stop the dragon stacking of FlyQuest.
Even Bradley is showing up into the mid lane as well. He has a roam timer where he already shoved out his wave against Kumo in case Team Liquid needed extra assistance for the dragon, but they took it with ease. No contest whatsoever from FlyQuest, so he can beeline back towards the top side of the map. So now I'm asking, like, as FlyQuest, like, how many how many eggs do you have to throw into the basket of trying to take out Yawn? Because he has Wild Growth to protect him, Emperor's Divide, Keeper's Verdict as well to keep distance away from FlyQuest, and your only real engage tool is Spyrex looking for a charm, or Tomo just throwing Diamond into the cluster bomb.
I want to see FlyQuest first at least make a play to get summoner spells out of anyone. Yeah, like this. This is good. They need to get sums out. And they got none.
Wow. They got Wild Growth and Emperor's Divide.
And Yuji, okay, spots Armeo.
No flash available. Good flash from Armeo. Wall slam. Yuji, no Heartbreaker available either. And he is locked down for an eternity. Harry comes back. And Team Liquid and I see Cubby just slightly face-palming in my camera.
I mean, TL is so good, man.
Yeah.
Like, Armeo, Ayla there, even the way they stacked the CC, it was a wall bang from Poppy into a polymorph and then the Keeper's Verdict. Like, that's the kind of stuff where you have to, like, really have in-depth planning communication as a team. And this is the best jungle support duo that we have in Academy. It's a big part of the reason that TL are such a dominant team in this league. And God, seeing even the micro things that these two do so well, on top of all the macro that we know they do so well, and this team is really known for in Acad, it is so good to see as Yawn. That's a nice sidestep.
Yep. Spyrex did not have Spirit Rush, so he could not follow up unless he had the charm at least. Maybe some scrapping in the river here. Armeo doesn't have Flash from before. Yuji doesn't have Heartbreaker. Oh god, does Bradley just kill him under turret? I think he does. Just one more auto attack. Oh, but it's the oranges that keep Kumo alive. Yawn forced to cleanse. Still has Flash.
Again, any summoner spells milked out of TL can help Spyrex, because he has got a Spirit Rush and Everfrost as this game moves forward. So that's what FlyQuest are looking for, but again, they're already 2k gold behind. This is the point of the game where I like to remind people that Lulu with Aphelios is nice, but also you can use the W, or the Whimsy I should say, on Azir, and he benefits from the bonus attack speed as well. Pretty disgusting interaction here with Lulu, as synergizes really well with Azir in the mid lane. Pretty unique to her, as nice charm.
Armeo should be able to walk out. So Ignite and a hostile takeover from FlyQuest. Now,
he was just chilling.
You know what? Let's set some expectations for the rest of the audience watching, because there's going to be a lot of attempts from FlyQuest to try and shut down Team Liquid, and it might be sloppy, it might be miscalculated, it might be misexecuted. But honestly, FlyQuest have to do it. They have to do it. If they don't get back into this game, Team Liquid just outpaced them. And so far, they've collapsed onto Armeo. Oh, the Wild Growth is not enough, and usually gets one reset. Is now Poppy. He's very tanky. God. Looks for the wall bang onto Ayla. Gets the flash out of him. Bradley separated from the rest of the members, but can look for the Draconic Ascent over to the side of the wall. Harry is still kiting them out. They've already taken out Yawn, but Bradley and Harry now step up to the plate to fill in the damage void that was left after Yawn's death, and the rest of FlyQuest have to run. Good charm from Spyrex. Stops Bradley in his stead. But for FlyQuest, they are finding kills in this mid game.
And for TL, that was a mistake. Armeo going in a little bit too deep. Yawn was forced to flash out. FlyQuest gets summoner spells. This is what we were looking for from Fly. As you can see, Armeo just getting feisty, trying to find a trade, trying to buy time, but the TP coming in from Kumo early was good. And the Wild Growth was not enough to save Armeo. Importantly enough, Yawn had to flash here too. The R flash, very nice from Yawn. Was able to connect onto 3, but still, summoner spell burned from the marksman of TL, and he still went down. That's a big deal, and something that FlyQuest can look to punish in the next couple minutes.
That's actually a really nice moment from Tomo. And like, I don't want to say my pep talk was what helped him up there, but
No, that was it. Take the credit, Rob. I think he did great.
Yeah.
He definitely heard that while they were drafting, you know?
Let's go.
There we go.
But Tomo recognizing that, once again, this is a state of the game where FlyQuest, it doesn't matter what happened in game 1. It doesn't matter how Team Liquid were able to reverse some of the early game plays. You have to keep going for them. You draft a composition that accelerates in the early mid game. Go for the plays. Do not let the game outscale you. Do not be passive, and just no matter what happens. Team Liquid is the best team in the Academy for a reason. They have complete control of these river choke points. Bradley is looking to seal the deal as well. Armeo flashing over. Spyrex trying to reverse the tides here, but Tomo is now caught in a position where he is forced to flee. Bradley not even close to dying, baby. Yeah, he was blinking on sub 10% HP, but he is out of there.
That's the patented Shyvana stat check coming in as Bradley rolls right on through with the Iceborne Gauntlet. Looks like he is sprinting towards a Warmog, not the Demonic Ascent. That makes me sad, but he's just got to be a tank this game for the side of TL, and doing the job of Shyvana rather nicely there as Yuji too far ahead gets taken out early by TL, and TL right back on track.
Second dragon of the game, or third dragon of the game, will become the second dragon for Team Liquid. They're back to maintaining proper lane states and advantages across the board. Only a 2,000 gold lead for them, but Team Liquid are still well on pace to outscaling FlyQuest.
And Bradley was so big. I think a big part of this play, too, no TP on Kumo is on the top side at the moment. That's kind of what enables TL to push so solidly for this fight. As you can see, Bradley, big ult into big E, into big damage from that Shyvana. My goodness, if that E connects with multiple people, you can see how much it does at level 5. It doesn't even account for the % health damage you get on all the autos afterwards, too. As Bradley making good use of this emerging counter pick to Gangplank. A big reason why we see a lot of GP played, or Shyvana played in the GP, easy to execute and hard to beat, as you just have too many stats on you as this game moves forward.
And it's crazy to think that, you know, we saw Shyvana first as a jungler in the beginning of the year. And now she has moved back into the top lane. Kind of remembering the days of Darien from Gambit back in Season 3, Season 4.
Oh God. The Shyvana, Mundo, Renekton trio top lane.
Hell
those were dark
yeah.
times. Those were dark times.
Honestly, it's a shame that we don't see Shyvana's get the build Blade of the Ruin King. The only damage item you really see is Demonic Embrace, and then most of the other time... Oh, that's a lot of damage on the Spyrex. Good stuff from Yawn. Forcing him out with Moonlight Vigil as they now creep their advantage into the bottom jungle, where FlyQuest do not get the chance to take their camps for free.
Bro, they don't get anything right now. Who else had that TP back up? Here comes Harry.
Oh, the scoop to whoop from Harry comes flying in over the left side of the wall. Yuji now in a battle for his life against the fire-breathing dragon, and his name is Bradley. He is spinning hot flames. He is out of there. And the rest of the Team Liquid showing why they're the #1 team. And in the mid-game where other teams struggled to leverage their advantage, Team Liquid continue to accelerate the pace.
Yeah, if for whatever reason you didn't think the TL Scomp outscaled FlyQuest that hard, how's diving in between turrets at the 19-minute mark for you? I think that should convince you where TL's comp is, as this game looking all but over, and the manner in which TL is winning these games as we get closer and closer to Proving Grounds, Rafa. I mean, just reasserting themselves as the team to beat, that every team has their eyes on moving forward. As nice Shurima shuffle coming out from Harry. Love the proactivity. And that's Bradley in between two turrets. Taking an inhibitor tower shot too. Just, you know, for good measure. Make sure he's got it. As TL. Nothing's going to stop him this game. And TL, I mean, they've made the series look all too easy.
It hasn't been a perfect game from Team Liquid, but a dominant one in the very least. And they continue showing why they are the dominant team. Steps like this. Now, FlyQuest still the ones with the onus to make plays before the game gets out of reach. 4,000 gold lead means that FlyQuest still have a little bit of a chance. But with how dominant Team Liquid just get to run into the back line of FlyQuest, here comes the front line. And as you said it, they just stat chick kingdom all over them. The rest of FlyQuest are scattered. Kumo can't do anything against this dragon. He is being run down. Finally escapes to the safety of his turret. Meanwhile, Diamond taking the scenic route.
And that's Baron. As, I mean, honestly, at this point, Rafa, it's, man, I mean, I know that this is our top team, but I remember the last series that FlyQuest played TL. And, you know, how close some of those games were, how well FlyQuest team fought to get back into it. And this doesn't feel like the same FlyQuest. It just feels like that team fight magic that they had, and the way that some of their, you know, they were able to play as a team in the 5v5s, it's just missing. And it's really sad, because FlyQuest, we're a team for me that, you know, 2 weeks of the season, we felt like we're one of the strongest academy teams that we had. And, I mean, now FlyQuest, they're fighting to stay in the top 6 as we move closer and closer to PG to get that first round bye. And this series against TL, doesn't really sell me on a lot of the good things that we saw FlyQuest do earlier in the season.
Tough to think about for a squad that surprised us in the spring. They're still going to try looking for plays, but Team Liquid being able to evade any counteractive measures from FlyQuest. This is a team that, once again, they have developmental pieces that have been working on, and to be fair, they have probably been the ones that surprised us the most, especially during the spring split. But it is hard not to be critical when they showed such a strong start in the summer split, like you mentioned, and now are starting to falter as we are winding down the summer season.
I know that, I mean, this is a match, too, that I know, especially Yuji, has a ton of respect for Armeo. He's always said that he really wants to take him down on the Academy stage. Is yet to do so in a convincing 2-0. To be fair, no one else in the CAD has taken down TL in a 2-0 besides COG with Luger. But it is something that a team's going to have to do. As I think TL, I mean, they haven't lost a series since, like, March, guys. It's... I don't know when the last time TLA has lost a series in this league, and it's just someone's going to have to step up to the plate and do it as we get closer and closer to PG, and the form that TL is in right now. Really curious to see which team actually can muster that up, because TL might be looking the best they have this entire year.
And for the fact that Team Liquid Academy did not have to do any roster changes at the beginning, waiting on visas. They got to field their full and final current roster at the very beginning of Summer Split. You get to see how well they've been able to grow as a team, how well they've been able to grow into the peak form that they have been demonstrating all summer. Bradley frontlining almost all the damage and still doesn't care. Even a heartbreaker from Yuji, scrambling for a reset. Bradley still gets the walk away, and then Harry scoops them all into the wall. Will go down in the end, and Team Liquid might have to actually wait for the rest of the Baron minions to come in before they can make another push. They are all, for the most part, sub 75% HP. Some even below 25% HP. It's going to be close.
They're pushing. They might try. They like to get testy at these moments, but I think they have to respect the fact that Spyrax, if he were to come out of base, could TP behind them. TL will not give that window away to Fly, but still, next push should be GG's here on the side of TLA.
Man, Harry lost some of his stacks, dude. He had a Medjai's. I think he had like at least 12 stacks.
No, he had to go. He had to go in for the boys. That's trying to go for the game time, not the pages.
Hashtag full send it. Well, shout outs to Harry for putting his pages on the line.
Nice. That's you know, we are pro reading here at Academy. I must say. I don't know what to talk about over this one, Rafa. It's going to be the Bradley stat check.
Team Liquid, I mean, they were almost ready to end the game. You know what? They got a little hyphy. Don't even see. You know what? Production doing Harry a favor, pretending that Harry did not fully send it for the boys, and we just strangely lost some of the pages of the Medjai Soul Sealer. But now Team Liquid, even without the Baron buff, pushing in through the top side of the map. There's 2 inhibitors down. So there's super minions barreling into the base, so it's only a matter of time.
1 Nexus turret remaining. Yawn. Ult goes wide. Spyrax goes deep.
Hey, lands a charm into Yawn. Can they land the damage down? Diamond with a hostile takeover almost on all 5 members here. They are full sending it into the back line, but they just cannot get through. Bradley and Armeo.
Oh, no.
Harry, this time... Well, Harry, you know, maybe we can chalk it up to a scoop, not into his team, but a scoop to say, hey, back off. We're just going to end the game now. We're done with the series. Let's take our 2-0 and leave it be. Team Liquid, the dominant team, the most winningest team in Academy since 2019 Cloud9 Academy. And man, oh man, they are on track for having the best Academy record ever.
They're 22-6, guys. I mean, it's ridiculous, as we only have 4 series left in our season. And TLA, I mean, they are just destroying teams.
Could be 30-6 if they 2-0 every single series from here on out.
Yeah, That's ridiculous to think about. But TLA, it looks like they're scaling the right time for Proving Grounds. And I think what Ayla said about, being on top, staying on top, continuing to find ways to push yourself to that higher standard, that's not an easy thing to do, guys. And TLA, frankly, make it look easy, just given how good their form is in Academy. And really, how this team has been able to continue to push themselves to be cleaner, to get better. They have made some mistakes in our Academy games, but when you look at a record, 22-6, guys, that's ridiculous. I can't remember the last time I saw a record like that. It would honestly have to be like one of the early LCS seasons where C9 or TSM are just blowing everyone out of the water.
Or even like Immortals. I think 2017 Immortals with Huni Rainover.
17-1.
Yeah.
In the choke in playoffs. Good times.
Oh, whoa. Let's not curse Team Liquid now.
No Lucian tops, guys. That's just avoid it.
Bradley, you hear that? No Lucian tops. Sorry, buddy. Well, for that, it is the end of the series, but we still have an interview with Team Liquid Academy on the back end of this break with Sierra, so we'll see you in a few minutes.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Verizon post-game interview. I am here with Don after that 2-0 victory. First off, hello, how are you?
Doing good. Pretty sleepy. 5 p.m. games are pretty tiring.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you taking the time then to sit down and talk with me a little. I'll let you go rest pretty quick here, but I just want to talk to you and get to know a little bit about you. I feel like we always get to talk to Team Liquid about the game and the victories because you guys are having a really dominant Academy split so far, but I want to dive a little bit beyond that. So outside of League, what kind of hobbies do you enjoy or anything that you're really passionate about?
Well, for me, I like reading like anime-styled manga or like watching anime. Recently, for the past year, I've been really into an anime called manga called Blue Lock, which will be coming out in 2 months. Besides that, I don't really have much besides looking at like art on Twitter. Oh, there's something recently that Bill and Harry started doing. They bought a bike and started going out to like food and started biking. And then I decided I probably want to go out too. So instead of buying a bike, I decided to use one of those electric like rental scooters because I'm lazy.
Really? Love it. What about a little like, not the Segway, but the ones where you just stand on it? It's almost like a Segway, but with no handle.
No, I don't use that. I used to use scooters, but now I use like a bike, like an electric rental bike one. The ones on the sidewalks.
It might not be the most exercise, but at least it's some fresh air. So love that. So you're talking about manga and anime and stuff, and I don't know too much about it, but do you have any recommendations for anyone out there who maybe wants to get into it?
For like if you're into like a competitive thing or soccer, I would recommend Blue Lock. That one's like just a manga one, but for anime, I really like for esports specifically, I like an anime called The King's Avatar. I like it a lot. It's more Chinese anime, but it's about esports. It's very nice. My other favorite one would be Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
I have heard of that, so we're on the right track. Okay, I'll check out the esportsy one. That sounds cool. You said it's the King's
Avatar.
King's Avatar. Okay, awesome. So then a little bit about you and League. More so talking about your future in the game. Obviously, you're very skilled at the game. Where do you see yourself more so in a couple of years?
I don't know about a couple of years, but for now, I'm just thinking about playing LCS. But one of the goals I wanted like this last year and this year, and for the next coming year, was going to LCK for at least like one of the bottom tier teams or mid tier teams, or even the Challengers League. But that probably won't be for a little bit longer because I'll probably play an LCS next split and do well.
Okay, so then what is it about the LCK that calls to you more so than LCS for later down the line?
For me, I really like how they practice and their practice quality and culture. I just like being around people who will, like, not even my teammates, just other people just playing the game 24/7 without anything else in their life. Sounds really nice.
I mean, to have that sort of work ethic and passion for the game definitely does. So then, is it seeing that that's something that you want in that future in that kind of environment? Is it something that you try and implement even a bit now with your teammates, or is it something that everybody has to be on the same page for?
It's just something that everyone has to be on the same page for, but most of my teammates they try really hard. So I just would like to play around like the top level players consistently, like through like practice, solo queue, not even scrims, which is very nice.
Okay. And then what about in some alternate universe here where you weren't playing League? What would your life plan be looking like now?
I don't know. It would just be college or something. League is the only thing that I can think of doing right now. I can't imagine myself doing anything else, honestly.
Oh, and then having that sort of drive for the game that you can't imagine doing anything else. Do you ever feel like it's a little mentally difficult that your life is so revolved around League, or is it something that you're just so passionate and so lively for that it's all you want to do?
I wouldn't really say it's passion. I just think I want to play League and there's nothing better to do besides that. And I just enjoy the game.
Okay. Well, I know you're tired. I know it's getting late, so I will let you go. Thank you so much for sitting down and talking with me.
Thank you.
All right, back over to the desk to be closing out the day. Good stuff. I mean, LCK is future plans here. That's the big one, but I'm excited. I feel like Jan is the type of person that can go where he wants to, Cubby.
It's an admirable goal, especially given, how much further along some of the trainee and the developmental programs are over with some of the Korean teams and the orgs in the LCK. I think any NA player trying to make it over there, it's an uphill battle, but it's one that if anyone's going to try and do it, it's cool to see a couple players, have that motivation to go play in that league as, historically is the best league for League of Legends, even if it may not be that way at the moment. So I like seeing our players have high aspirations, even sometimes internationally.
Yeah, it's definitely something that's nice to hear from the players what's beyond LCS, because I feel like sometimes we get caught up in, academy, we're trying to get these players to LCS, we're trying to see them succeed over there, that there's stuff beyond that that's super, super cool. But bringing it all back to this broadcast and the day, I mean, Rafa, how are you feeling about today in general? I know
other stream.
we got the other stream.
C9 2-0'd and Dig 2-0'd. Okay.
Okay.
Well,
that's my homework for the night.
I will say I think the only one that strongly stood out is the EG 2-0 dominantly over Immortals. I think the first game was very back and forth, and then that one team fight where Kaori finally had nothing to worry about and he could just completely take over at the end of game 1, and then the way that Evil Geniuses took over in game 2, I think it was just a massive step up. It answered the call that Surdy had for his team saying, if we don't 4-0 this week, I think it'll be a massive disappointment, already halfway to that goal. But everyone else, I think it makes sense how the results panned out today.
Okay. Well, maybe tomorrow's stream will be a little bit of surprise, a little bit of an upset. I know earlier on our producer Joey called out that there was going to be an upset on this stream. Maybe he's getting the dates mixed up. Maybe we get to see that tomorrow, Cubby.
I mean, we end tomorrow with a banger, guys. 100 Thieves versus C9 is a very exciting match as C9 continues to climb up our standings and stay hot. And that's going to end our week 6. Two teams looking to challenge TL. Will be really fun to see them go to toe in that best of 2. And then COG TSM. TSM slipped up today, and COG made a good case for us to take that top 3 team, that phrase we've been using, to refer to TL, 100 Thieves, and C9 consistently this split, and maybe think about expanding that to our top 4 teams in Academy, as COG did split that series against 100 Thieves, and keep on giving us more reasons to put them at the top of the table.
Well, it has been a lot of fun, but I want to get this thing wrapped up. I want to go sleep and just get a little bit closer into tomorrow's matches. I'm going to be honest.
Those other games we had today. That's my plan.
Oh, that's Also a good plan. Get a nice cup of tea, just relax for the evening. Everyone who's tuned in has been following along, thank you so much. We appreciate you as always. Thanks to Cubby and Rafa. You guys are so fun to listen to on cast, and thanks to production for being absolutely amazing as always. Make sure to be tuning back in tomorrow for some more amazing LCS Academy action. Week 6 is here. You have to catch the games while you can because it's all going to be over with soon. But until tomorrow, hope you have a great rest of your night.